I'm Jolidee Matongo and you're watching Joburg Today.
Jolidee Matongo enters his mayorship in the backdrop of a pandemic and a contentious local government election. What is his plan? How will he carry it out? I'm Leroy, and this is For the Record. Now, it's been a long journey for you to get to the position of mayor, although the circumstances were not ideal. The question is, what will you bring to the table now that you're here?
Well, I bring quite a number of things. My experience as a MMC for finance, because if you are responsible for finance, you have got a helicopter view of what departments and entities of the city are doing. You've got an idea of the allocations, you've got an idea of performance, because in terms of performance, I was responsible for overseeing a department called Group Strategy, Policy and Relations, which is responsible for monitoring and evaluation of performance. So I've got a fair idea of where the challenges are, but also my commitment to ensure that everybody works and they do what they're expected to do, to drive everybody to lead from the front, not to sit somewhere in an office, but to drive work from the front, lead the team to ensure that things are done.
Now, chances are you're going to be in office for a short period of time. What will you bring during your tenure?
Well, what we are doing is we're continuing with the accelerated service delivery program that was started by the late mayor, which is for us a key thing, because we don't want to promise people big grand plans. They are not there. We've got an IDP that is already approved by council. The budget is already appropriated by council. So ours is to ensure that we deliver on the things that we said we will deliver in terms of our IDP, in terms of our annual plans. But most importantly is to ensure that the money is spent. It's quite a disaster that we experienced last financial year, where over 300 million was sent back to Treasury because of under expenditure. So we are looking with the hawk's eye in terms of ensuring that those who are allocated the money spend the money. And they spend the money on the things that they are supposed to spend the money on, because it's one thing to say, let's spend the money, but you don't spend the money on the things that you are supposed to spend it on.
Now, the city's entities and departments are notorious for underspending and underperforming. Do you have the capacity to change this? And if so, how?
Well, not everybody is notorious for underperformance and under expenditure. There will be those few departments or entities that are notorious for that. We have already made the call to all senior managers in a meeting last week to say we are not going to tolerate under expenditure and underperformance. We're putting into the scorecards, performance scorecards of the senior managers. One of the KPIs is spending of the money. So if you don't spend the money, it's part of the things that we are going to judge you on. If you don't spend the money, then it means you have not performed. If you have not performed, you can't get a performance bonus or a reward. So as part of the things that we are doing, but also continuous monitoring of your key projects. It's what the mayor will be doing, assisted by the mayoral committee, because there are certain things that we think if these things are done, we should at least be able to, impact the lives of the people in a much bigger way.
Now, as the new mayor of Johannesburg, what will you be prioritizing moving forward?
Well, there's quite a number of things, jobs being one of them, job creation, because as we would agree, all of us, the economy is not doing that well. COVID has also exacerbated the problem. So jobs, it becomes important for us. We've got the budget to employ at least 10 people per ward on a permanent basis. And those people's job would be to ensure that they assist us on the ground to identify service delivery failures, to report them, but to also monitor on an ongoing basis if our entities and departments are responding. So you will have people on the ground on a daily basis that are looking out for service failures, but part of the things that they'll be doing is also to ensure that they assist with civic education, they assist in identifying those families that are indigent so that we can enroll them on our expanded social package program, so that if there's a need for us to intervene by way of food parcels on a monthly basis, those types of things are done. So that's the one part. But Pick It Up is also assisting us with employing at least 15 people per ward. you would know that there's a big problem of the cleanliness of the city. So 15 people per ward will be on the streets, ensuring that the streets of Johannesburg are kept very clean. But it's not enough to get people to clean the streets. It's also a mindset issue. We need to ensure that people, in the first instance, do not litter, so that you don't have a problem of the streets being, dirty. We have got a target as approved by council of about 13,000 EPWP jobs. We are thinking it's not enough. I think we can push it up to 20,000 jobs in the period between now and the end of the financial year, when we think it's doable. A big thing that we're looking at is partnerships with the private sector. There's quite a number of companies that are saying we are willing to help the city in rolling out the jobs, in rolling out a number of projects that create jobs. So jobs becomes an important issue for us. But over and above jobs, the whole issue of attending to service delivery failures is top of the agenda. What we have asked the team, and they've generated the report, is to say we have got 135 wards in the city. We want to know, in Ward 1 in Orange Farm, what are the service failures there? So if you say there are problems of potholes, give us those details. In which street, if the street lights are not there or they are not working, in which street, if you're complaining about road markings that are not there or they're faded, tell us which streets, so that we can then send to the various depots to say to JRA, in Orange Farm Ward 1, there are potholes in this area, or the road is very bad, it needs to be resurfaced. And we give all the other service entities that kind of information. And then from there, we will then be going out to check randomly as to whether those things are done. Because part of the problem we've had with the previous program, the first phase of the Accelerated Service Delivery Program, is that you tell them that we are going to Ward 1 in Orange Farm on a particular day. These are the problems that have been identified. We are going there with the mayor. You see us, working very hard, fixing the potholes and all of that. But when we leave, the things that are supposed to be done as part of the identified problems are not done. So last week we started off by saying we have been on the Accelerated Service Delivery Program with the previous mayor. Let's go out in those areas where we have been before to check if those things have been attended to. Some of them have been attended to, they have been completed, some still work in progress. In some areas, the work is not continuing. So our idea in terms of the new program is to say, tell them what the problems are, ask them to go and fix the problems, and then we will do spot checks. We will go and, unannounced, we will go out and say, we have reported that there is a pothole outside the SABC studios. Has it been fixed? So we will go on site and to see for ourselves. And we think that by so doing, it will get everybody to be on their toes to ensure that they do the work. Because even last week when we were out there checking the things that we were checking, the teams were in those areas where we were going to. You'll find them fixing the street lights, because they know if the mayor goes there, the people will talk to the mayor and say, we have got a problem of street lights. So it shouldn't be fixed because the mayor and the mayoral committee are coming. It must be fixed because it has been reported and the people have a responsibility to fix it.
A lot of work lays ahead for you, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.